how I guided 100 teenagers to the Boston subway and what it taught me about leadership. This is gonna be a crazy story. Allow me to elucidate you to my experience. So I was a camp counselor this summer, and what happened? Down. Oh, there we go. I was a camp counselor this summer, and I was in charge of a lot of different things. There was taking kids to the ER, handing out $4,000 worth of lunch money. I mean, God, what are these kids eating? We're having a $2,000 snack budget. Okay, let's back it up. What is RSI? This is what I was at this summer. It's a 6-week program for high schoolers to do research. And students are in charge of doing 2 things at the program. Research, obviously, and having fun. And I was in charge of that second point because I was there as a counselor. So here's a picture of me with my counselor group. Now, while I was at RSI, I was not prepared at all. I mean, first, just look at these guys. They're absolutely insane. And second, there's 100 of them. No matter what you do, whether they're insane or not, if there's 100 kids, it's gonna be hard. Whether you're trying to take the subway, take the bus, get food. And all in all, I made a lot of mistakes. And what better place is that highlighted than the Boston subway system itself? So let me elucidate you into my story. I'm there with the other counselors. There's 7 of us, and there's 100 kids. You know, we walk into the subway, doot. We get to the payment station, super simple. Everything's going to plan until we figure out that half our kids' credit cards don't work because they're international. So now the counselors, we're trying to argue with the officials to let the international kids through free, and the domestic kids are trying to hop on random trains going who knows where, so now half of us have to split up, trying to control the domestic kids, the other half are dealing with the employees. It's absolute chaos. We finally get everyone through, everyone's together, and we're on the train. And you think it'd be easy, right? You get on the train, you go a little ways, and then you stop. Nope. We had to make not 1, but 2 line changes, which means we have to get all of the kids off the train and onto another train twice. And when the kids are doing pull-ups on the bars, sleeping, talking, that is incredibly difficult, especially when there's 100 of them. Absolute madness. From that experience, I learned that I needed to have better leadership skills. And what I learned from that day are what I like to call the 3 C's: commitment, composure, and courage. Let's talk about each one. Commitment. As an RSI counselor, you are an extremely busy person. During the day, you're constantly studying, and then during the night, you might be out with your kids, doing some fun activity with them, and you're always on call. And there's certain just really stressful days, like the day I had to figure out how to split a $700 bill between 15 kids, and the restaurant would only split it 3 ways. That was an insane day that I never want to think about again. And you're gonna get stressed, you're gonna get burnt out. But what you need is an anchor. So when that stress and burnout pulls you away from your job as being a leader, you have an anchor to pull you back. And that's what commitment is. And you can commit to a lot of things. It can be the kids you're in charge of, maybe the program itself, or just excellence in doing your job in general. It doesn't matter what you commit to, you just have to be committed. The next, composure. Now, you got stress, you have burnout, and this is leading to a variety of emotions, such as panic, crying, anger. And it's absolutely insane. And what got to me was panic. When I was on that subway, I was terrified. I did not know what to do. But after that experience, I learned some methods that are good for controlling your panic. Preparation and focus are key, very obvious in just reducing any bad situations that could happen. But the last one, gratitude. Now, I know you're thinking, gratitude? What does gratitude have to do anything with being panicked? It is scientifically proven that it's literally impossible to be both grateful and panicked at the same time. So next time you're feeling panicked, literally just think about what you're grateful about and you won't feel panicked anymore. And if you still do, please call me up, because you might be an excellent subject for a new research study. Finally, courage. You're stressed, you're burnt out, you're panicked, and you just don't want to do it. Leading around 15 to 100 kids is the definition of absolutely terrifying. There's 100 things always going through your mind. You're thinking, are the kids healthy? Is everyone still with me? What dangers do I need to watch out for? Where the heck did their insurance card go? It's absolutely crazy. But courage is, what we're afraid of is making mistakes. And courage is accepting that we are going to make those mistakes and do it anyway. And courage is when we make those mistakes, we get back up and we continue. And we learn from what we did and we keep going. You have to ask yourself, will fear control you, or will you control fear? Let's go back to the Boston subway system. Obviously, one of the most simple places to navigate. One of the most important things about the 3 C's is that you have to have all 3. When I first came on the Boston subway system, I had commitment. I was extremely committed to my kids. I would have done anything for them. But I didn't have composure. I was panicking. I didn't have courage. I almost didn't want to go on the subway in the first place because I was so scared I was going to fail. And after that subway experience, I realized that any time I was a leader afterward, I needed to have all 3 C's. And I can assure you I did. I took the subway many times with the kids after that, and I had all 3 C's, and each ride was a much smoother ride. The 3 C's: commitment, composure, and courage. I learned that these were incredibly effective for me as a leader, and I'll always stay true to them. Thank you.